If football games were like commentators, and for the purposes of this tenuous analogy, let's assume they are, then FIFA would be a bit like the Sky Panel, smart, slick, and, metaphorically at least, smashing it. Whereas Pro Evo would be a bit more like John Motson, limping along, well past his best, obsessed with stats, and smelling faintly of dead sheepskin. But with each new season comes new hope, new tactics, and new marketing spiel. And so we got both teams out on the pitch to see which one of them is going to be sick as a moon or over the parrot, Brian. Over to you now in the studio, Brian. Another year, another FIFA, and the frustrating merry-go-round of relearning skills you thought you'd already had begins again. This year, it's a turn of the defending system to make you look like a thumbless chimp, as charging down your opponent is jettisoned in favour of positional priority. While it initially makes you feel your back line are aimlessly running through treacle, what it actually encourages is a more team-based approach to shutting down the opposition, losing immediacy in favour of accuracy. It's one of several features that position FIFA 12 as the most serious and realistic version of the game around, and a change that's likely to divide gamers. Dribbling works a lot better, and the career mode too has had a neat little overhaul, with more emphasis paid to managing your players and their form. Action on the pitch itself is a pacing of a real game, for good or bad, and as usual the commentary, sound and graphics are all top quality, even if some players still look like claymation rejects. Overall, it plays like a beautiful game, warts and all. For every moment of fluid passing and sublime net busting, there are dozens more where making a tackle itself will feel like a major victory, leaving FIFA feeling more like a simulation than a game. At one time the Arsene Wenger of football games to FIFA's mid-table strugglers, the tables have now turned, and it is the underdog Pro Evo offering a more immediate arcade experience. But compared to FIFA's latest tactics truck, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Hi John, I can tell you, I'm absolutely delighted to be here.
And indeed, after a series of mediocre outings blamed on the transition to new hardware, PES would appear to have finally caught up, as the 2012 version plays an intense, expansive, occasionally thrilling game of association football. Unless you're using the Xbox control stick, in which case the man in the ball refuses to run in a straight line. Weirdly, there are no such problems using the D-pad or indeed the PS3 version. Game-breaking bugs aside, there's plenty of open attacking football on offer, with the head-in-your-hands goal-mouth scrambles that once defined the franchise back in evidence. Whereas simply regaining possession can take half a match in FIFA, in PES you can generally get a shot away, although actually scoring still requires some effort. And while the lack of licensed English clubs still grates, the Champions League is present and correct, and the online Master League is hugely compelling. Just don't call it a comeback.